Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. I hope you are having an amazing day. Happy Monday. Um, we've been busy here. We've been working on a number of new kits for you all. So we have some fun kits lined up tonight. These are inspiration kits. Many of you know may remember a while ago now. Um, it's scary how long ago that was. Pretty much pre-pandemic when we did the big design challenge kits. Those have become um, quite costly to do something like that anymore. So we've made things a little smaller. We do little inspiration kits, and we put together these little beautiful, I think, little kits that hopefully you will love and that will give you lots and lots of inspiration for many things. Um, we have, of course, we have the Cloud Dancer kit that everybody's been asking if we're going to do one. So we've got a Cloud Dancer kit ready for you all tonight. We also have gotten into the holidays a little bit. We have Fire Horse. So for the Chinese New Year, we have Easter, Easter kits, really pretty pastel-y, beautiful things. And then we have St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's Day, or St. Gertrude's Day. We have those. So we have 4 different kits for y'all tonight. And then we're going to do some other random goodies that I'm going to pull from our amazing stash over here. And I should have cleared my space a little better before this, but here we go. Here we are. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on tonight, y'all. Um, How are you? I was just at the cottage. I just got back from grocery shopping. I was at the cottage most of today, packing a lot of packages. Thank you to all of you who purchased from our online store. I know some of you are out there who did from whenever Andrew put out his call talking about we were having a rough year last year. We had a very rough year, and the year before. So trying to boost that, trying to get lots of packages out for people. So that was mostly what I spent time doing. I sent some of these live packages out as well. Some of y'all should be getting your packages if you haven't already from last week that I've sent out. That I was dropping off at the post office pretty much every day last week. There were some packages going out. So hopefully those are arriving and all in good condition. We're so thankful for all of you out there, and we do appreciate it so much, so much. Lots of love happening, and we really, really, really appreciate it. Let's see who's here. If you're out there, please say hi. Um, let's see. Kimberly's here saying, hello, all working on dinner. Cannot see comments very well. Print is too small. Oh, no. That happens though, right? When you're on those small phone devices, maybe. Marianne's here. Hello, Marianne. Um, let's see here. Norma is here. Hello, Norma. Thank you for being here. Um, Susan's here. Hello, Susan. And let's see here. And just went and grabbed the higher power cheater, says Kimberly. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Please hit that share button. Please hit that like, hit that love. Let me check Facebook, because Facebook, sometimes I need to refresh the page to see the comments I have found. Nobody out there on Facebook yet, although it tells me 4 of y'all are watching out there. So I don't know who you are, but thanks for being here with us today. Um, um, ba, ba, ba. Let's see. Yeah, Andrew's here. Hello, Andrew. Andrew's downstairs. So I went to the grocery store. I had no idea. You can tell I went to the grocery store hungry. Um, you can tell because I went in. So yesterday at the store, and I'll talk about the weekend a little bit, but at the store yesterday, um, I started the day off with some waffles from next door, Jada's Jazz Cafe. They were amazing. The waffles are always good. Always, always good. And there's something that we can eat there. They don't have tons of vegetarian options. They're working on that, but we can eat the waffles. They've got usually a mushroom po' boy that's really good. And so we I went there and got that. And one of the reasons I did that, one, I always like to support them when we can. So because we had a little rush of orders, which has helped us, I said, okay, I'm going to spread the love. We're going to go over and have some breakfast. But they also have a brand new app. So I wanted to try the app. So I went into the app store, searched for it, Jada's Jazz Cafe, pops right up in the app store, at least for Apple. Um, and downloaded the app, went in, signed up, and placed the order. Went right through. It even allowed me. It was going to allow me. I had downloaded it before they were even open, and I was going to. It was going to allow me to pre-order. So you could have an order ready whenever they walked in the door, which is kind of wild. I didn't do it though because I didn't want to be that person. And in case they couldn't make it, in case they had a catering something today or something like that, I didn't want to have an order out there. So I waited till I saw they were open, peeked across the street, um, and saw their sign, and then I ordered. Um, and it was really cool. So I shared that news, and then Andrew, of course, he's like, "I hope William also orders the mushroom po' boys to come home." And so the thing with those are they have a mushroom supplier where they get these beautiful they're grown mushrooms, but they're more wild, like different kinds of mushrooms instead of just your normal like white button mushrooms or anything like that. So they don't always have them because I think it depends on the vendor, um, and when their deliveries are, and oftentimes, on the weekends, sometimes they're out by then. So I did go across the street instead of just ordering them. I went across and I asked them if they had any of the mushrooms, and they did not. So I was like, too bad. That's very sad, but we'll have to figure out something else for dinner. So I was talking with my aunt, um, because I like to check in with my aunt and my mom and people in the family every once in a while. And I happened to be talking with her, and she said it would be a great day for, well, she was having tomato soup and grilled cheese. And she said today would be a really good day for that too. And I said, yeah, it would. So she was showing me the soup that she gets because it tastes pretty good. It's a Progresso, I think, hearty tomato. Um, and I said, I'll try it if it doesn't have preservatives. And she showed me she had a can. She's like, it doesn't look like it. So hopefully I won't break out because I have to watch things like that. If they have too many preservatives, it seems to attack me. So anyway, I was going to do that yesterday, and I got myself really amped up for grilled cheese. I was going to stop on the way home and pick up stuff for grilled cheese. And then um, one of the girls from across the street, he sent one of his daughters over, and she's like, "Did you still want the mushroom po' boys?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you're out of mushrooms." They said, "We got some for you." So they were really nice. They went out and got mushrooms for us, so that we could have the po' boys. So, of course, I had to get those. So I got those. And so in my head, though, today, and they were really good, by the way. In my head for today, though, I had grilled cheese. And then as I was walking through the aisles, again, don't go to the grocery store hungry. I thought, ooh, but also tacos would be really good. So then I gathered up all the stuff to make tacos. At least I think so. I was like, I had grilled cheese in my head and I was shopping for that. And I was going to be in and out real quick, right? And then I started picking up, I'm like, ooh, tacos. So then I had to go backtrack through some of the aisles. And then I'm like, did I actually get everything I need to make this? And I'm like, I hope so. I think I still have some things in the fridge. I think we still have salsa. I think we still have ranch. Um, because I use both. Um, so I don't know what we're gonna eat tonight. Andrew apparently is making a cake. So we're having cake. We're gonna have cake. I did pick up flour. He asked for some flour and some cornmeal yesterday. That was on the shopping list, so I picked that up. Um, which is a quick trip. Um, but yeah, hey Susie, Susie's here. Thanks for joining us. And let's see here. Everyone's saying hi to Andrew. Marion says, such a great neighbor business. Yeah, it is. And we're very lucky to have them there. And we're very lucky with our neighbors. We have a fun group up there right now between Becky, Michelle, Carrie, Joara, Mustafa, and us. And the folks over at Coke Ceramics, which I don't get to talk to very much because they're not always open on weekends, or at least when I'm over there. So, but we love them too. And we got a really crafty community. Coke Ceramics, they've been there the longest. They've been there for a long time, um, at least 30 or 40 years. I don't know if they've always been in the exact same location, but they've been in Johnstown for 30, 40 years at least, because my grandmother, when I was young, I think before I was born, to be honest, because Dale, Dale is one of the owners, used to supply my grandmother with ceramic stuff, supplies when she would do teaching. And she started teaching, I think, in maybe 78. I can't remember, which is earlier than I was born. And so, um, and he knew who I was talking about. And my grandmother taught in the basement of her house, but she also did some other classes at other places. And with my aunt Ethel, my great aunt Ethel, actually. Um, and um, I think that's when they used to travel. And it was my great aunt Ethel's name, which Dale knew and spit right out, which is how I knew he was not making up that he remembered my grandmother, because you don't make up that name um, unless you really remember it. Hello, Suzanne. Hello, how are you? I feel like we haven't seen you on the live in a while. Maybe you're just lurking, or maybe it is that we haven't seen you in a while, but hopefully you're doing well. I know there's a lot going on in the world, and I don't blame anyone for not being online right now, but we're glad that each and every one of you who joins us chooses to do that. And we try and keep the the good spirits going here, and stay away from there's enough nastiness out there, right? um and not to belittle any of that, which we don't like to do, of course, but we try and keep it good here. um Brooke is here. Hello, Brooke. Thank you for joining us. Let me jump over here. I'm missing some. I'm missing. Boy, the comments are flying over here. Let's see here. Diane's here. Hello, Diane. Thanks for joining us. Um, Kimberly says nope, because cookies, chips, and all snacky things make it into the cart. That I did not do. I was good. I almost got chips. I got chips yesterday because I came home hungry again. I was getting flour and cornmeal, and I ended up getting chips for us. And I ate the whole bag in one night. And I was like, I can't keep doing that. So I got apples and I got bananas today. Apples and bananas for snack, which I like. It's good once in a while, and Andrew likes it too. So um, I stayed away from the cookies and most snacky things, I think, today. But I got peppers and I got mushrooms and some fake meat crumbles and um, mushrooms, peppers, fake meat crumbles, vegetarian refried beans. I did not realize that some refried beans are not vegetarian. I just thought, they're beans. Um, but apparently some are not. They're probably done in lard or in animal fat. And so I think it's Old El Paso does a very particular, they have a label, vegetarian. And so I always buy that one because I don't know if other ones are or are not vegetarian. So we buy those. So I got those. And the store was out of most spices. They had signs up, new delivery coming soon, but so I didn't get spices. um other than I got some onion powder. I got onions. So I'm going to cut all that up maybe and make that, or else we're going to have tomato soup and grilled cheese. Andrew's better at grilling the grilled cheese than me. I think I haven't done it very much in my whole life. So he does a good job of doing the grilled cheese. And I got the hearty tomato, and then I got a basil tomato to mix with it because I love basil tomato soup. Um, so we'll do one of those things tonight. Suzanne says, you have not. Says business political meetings. And Suzanne also says, apples are good, but they are not chips. Yeah, no, they are definitely not chips. But I did have a whole bag of chips, and Andrew had a bag of chips last night. So I figured we can ease up a little bit, even though I'm still craving that salty chip right now as we speak. Um, Suzanne said, that's strange. My store was out of most spices. Isn't that weird? Now I didn't look in some of the other spice sections. There's a spice section that are local spices. It's a company. They are local. They sell their spices in big containers, but they seem to be quality spices, and they're much cheaper. And so we try and support the local people. And it was like devastated. Like there were no, there were hardly any spices. I got onion powder. I was looking for black pepper and some garlic powder and a few other things too, but didn't have them. Um, so, but that's weird. That's weird. People are out of spices lately. I think I said hi, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Um, Marianne says, well, one does need a few snacks every once in a while, right? Maybe not to eat the whole bag in a night, but I often do that. If I buy a bag of potato chips, it very rarely lasts to the next day. I just eat it, which is probably bad, but also then I don't eat it again the next day. Like, and sometimes I actually get, a little sick of it. And so I don't want it again the next day. So, I mean, it works out, I guess. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Marianne says, second Susan to arrive, right? We got Susan Surreal and Susan Siegel here tonight. Thank you for joining us both. Um, And where is Phil? Says Marianne, right? Says Phil's upstairs. He's waiting for the hubs to put the sheets on the bed. That's the highlight of Phil's week. That's cute. That's cute. Um, Kimberly said, at least you shopped for dinner ingredients while hungry and got healthy snacks. Yes, I tried to be good. We don't have tons of money to spend on groceries. So whenever we are buying stuff, I do try to get things that, we can make into other things like the components for stuff. And not too much that's just going to be like empty calories, even though they taste. I mean, they're not empty calories, right? They're full calories. They're going to make you. It's not so great, but the stuff that's kind of yucky garbage for yourself, but does taste oh so good. Andrew says, now I want chips. I know, me too, but we're being good. I got bananas and apples. Bananas and apples. Um, I also picked up a zucchini. I don't know why. I thought maybe if we do stir fry, there should be some extra peppers and extra onion, zucchini. Um, I think we have some rice left over, so I figured that could be a possibility. I think we have carrots and celery left over. Got some eggs, got some cheese for everything. Whether we're having grilled cheese, I got the cheese slices, or the the shredded cheese if we're doing the tacos. Um, I tried to be good. Um, Tried to be good anyway. I did get just plain old Italian bread. Um, Usually I try and get some kind of whole wheat or things like that, but we never know if they're going to have, like, I'm never sure all the time if they're going to have oats or anything like that. Sometimes they put oats on them or in them, and Andrew cannot. That's no good for him. So I've been sticking with kind of um, usually I try and get like a sweet Hawaiian bread or something, but I just got an Italian loaf today. Um, let's see. Susan says, Phil's loves seeing the bed made. He tries to help. Yeah, our cats love to help too. Usually either by sitting on the covers, you're trying to, like, how you make the bed. That's how I make it anyway. You lift the covers and or sheets. Usually either by sitting on them or getting tucked in underneath them. And then we got to play the games, right? The finger games. Um, Marion says, my cats just lay on the sheets. Sometimes I need to move them several times. Yes, ours sometimes do that. Gilbert especially. He'll get up on the bed. He knows you're doing something, but he's got to be up there. And then he likes to like plunk himself down. Um, yeah. Um, Marion or Kimberly says, bake some sharp cheddar or Parmesan into chips. That'd be good if we had that. We don't have that. Andrew says, help. Yeah, they help us, right? Yeah. Um, Susan said this was a decent day for me. I got caught up on a backlog of laundry and cleaned out um, 2 dresser drawers. Got rid of so much stuff that couldn't be donated and have space for some new things. Nice. That's awesome. Um, Marion says, I ate the last of my egg roll cookies today. I have to wait a while before I next eat cheesies. What is an egg roll cookie? Am I reading that right? I'm like, my egg roll cookie? I have never heard of such a thing. Marianne made chicken soup today. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what if we're gonna have the soft tacos or if we're gonna have the soup. Andrew says we have lots of onion powder already, no garlic powder. Oh, I thought onion powder was on the list. Onion powder was on our shopping list, so I got that. Maybe I forgot to knock it off the list last time. Maybe I forgot to exit off last time. Well, can never have enough onion powder, I guess. But yeah, we haven't had garlic powder in a while because they've been out of garlic powder specifically, and now they're out of almost everything. Um, let's see here. Susan says, my day was expensive. Doing more testing on Mookie as he has not gained any weight and even lost some, doing GI blood work and started B12 injections. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Um, yeah, I didn't. Hopefully he starts feeling better. Um, have they come up with anything yet? Have you heard back? I guess you just got the testing done today, so maybe you haven't heard anything back. Is he eating a lot? Is he still eating a lot? Susan's on the good side. I'm going to teach an earring class in February. Have one sign up without any advertising yet. Nice. That's good. That is good. Marion says it's in the shape of egg rolls, sort of crispy and flaky. Do they taste like egg rolls? What are they? Like, what is egg roll cookies? Like, what is the actual material it's made out of? Is it made out of? I don't know. Andrew says it shouldn't be. I bought it in bulk. Oh, I don't know. Our container was empty, so maybe because I think I put it on the list. I didn't realize we had it in bulk below. Yeah, our container was empty when I went to use it the other night, so I added it to the list and got. That's probably why then, because I got it. So I hope they can figure out what's wrong. Susan says sending good vibes to Mookie. Yeah, hopefully they can figure that out. Hopefully they can figure that out. Yeah. Well, keep us updated, Susan. Says just think it is GI related. He is energetic and eating, but stealing any food I leave out. Blood work results take 2 to 3 weeks. Oh wow. So he's eating a lot and stealing your food. He's just not gaining weight. Wow. Hopefully he'll be okay. Marion says, no, they taste slightly sweet, typical cookie ingredients, really. Oh, okay. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, egg cookies. What could they be? What could they possibly be? Um, okay. But they are Chinese. Huh. That's interesting. Andrew says, I've really enjoyed seeing all the beating in the new year. posts. Yeah, the Beat in the New Year posts, y'all are going wild for it. And I missed today. I have not seen today. Today is about doing things with vintage components. I've been super excited to see what y'all do because we sell a lot of vintage stuff. And I know a lot of you out there have a lot of vintage materials. So I have been super excited for today. But I've not been online much all day. So I can't say what you've made yet, but have all been rocking it out. We've been getting some new people, and you all have been so encouraging in the design challenges group to the new people. So thank you for that as well. It's been really fun seeing new names and different styles of design. We've had a lot of different people showing different things, which is good. I like it. And I hope that keeps up the momentum throughout the year. And those people decide to also take part in the things we do throughout the year. Um, let's see, Danette's here. Hello, Danette. Um, let's see. Diane says it sounds like it might be diabetes. One of my cats started getting really hungry and was even eating the dog's food, but he was losing weight. Um, that's interesting. Um, so I'm hoping they test for that too. I'm assuming they would. Oh, Susan says his sugar is fine. That was part of the earlier testing. I thought you mentioned he had tested for that, but I couldn't remember. Um, let's see. Kimberly says, I will be playing catch up with creating annual stink. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Um, yeah. So lots of people have been posting for Beat in the New Year. I set up the event in case you missed it for the Creative Make Along. I sent out an email too for the Creative Make Along. The Creative Make Along is on the 23rd, Friday, January 23rd. That's the Creative Make Along on Zoom. If you don't know what I'm talking about because you're new, the Creative Make Along is where we get on Zoom together and we make stuff together. You don't even have to make stuff. You can just come and hang out if you want to, but it's really nice. If you have a project you haven't finished yet, or if there's something you've been wanting to do, but you have questions, you can ask people there what their opinions are. We're all on video, so you can hold things up and be like, does this go with this? Or do you think this would work? So it's really nice. We also just chit chat like we're doing here, except everyone gets to talk instead of just me. Instead of just hearing my voice all the time, you get to hear everybody and you get to see your friends in person. Some people, you know, we don't really know what you look like. Some people have cats as their profile picture. Some people have dogs. Some people have raccoons. I don't know. Some people have flowers. But so we actually get to see what you look like. We get to hear your voice. We get to hang out together, and it's a ton of fun. So that is going to be instead of the live. So from 7:30 until 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, January 23rd is the Creative Make Along. Links went out in the email. It's also, I believe, if I remember correctly, I did a blog post about it. Let me make sure. You go to allegorygallery.com and you check at the bottom of this, at the bottom of the website. And yes, first creative make along of 2026. So the blog post is there. The link is in the blog post. If you ever forget, you can go right to the website and find that there. So that should be fun. And I'm super excited for hanging out. The Beat in the New Year, the reason that came up in my brain also is the Beat in the New Year prompt for that day is to um, create virtually with friends. So you can fulfill that prompt by hanging out with us for the Creative Make Along. Um, Andrew says you got things ready for the rock and mineral show we're having. I've got things ready. I have more things to get ready. Been working on pricing some of that stuff and also getting it sorted and organized, pictures taken. So we're having a rock and mineral show in Johnstown, just ourselves. Where we've opened the vault, we have flats and flats worth of minerals and crystals and fossils and specimens. And we're going to do that the weekend of the 30th. So 30th, 31st, and 1st of February. at the store in Johnstown, we're going to have tables and tables full of rocks and minerals for y'all to peruse and buy and take a look at. If you're local, if you're not local, sorry, we're not going to have them, but we'll probably do something here with y'all virtually if you're interested in doing that. But we'll figure all that out later. So got that ready. I also started taking photos. We had a D-stash. So we did a D-stash last night. So if you missed the D-stash, there's lots of good stuff in the D-stash. I pulled some stuff from the store floor that we haven't shown in a while, or that I thought was kind of really nice. So there are some really nice things in the D-stash available. Some of them have sold out, but there are still a number of things available. So if you'd like to go in there and check that out, that's Andrew Thornton Project D Stash on Facebook. Andrew Thornton Project D Stash. Andrew says, I hope folks will share about it and help get the word out. Yeah, the rock and crystal, the rock and mineral vault sale, we do hope people will share, share, share. You never know who you might know in Johnstown or the surrounding areas, who it might find on Facebook. So please share that information. Please share that event to help us with that. Um, let's see what else is going on. Um, Kimberly says, I'm so excited for the annuals will be over. It'll be time to relax. Nice. Diane says, I have to try and actually make it to that. LOL. Yeah, come on up, Diane. It'd be nice to see you again. Um, Susan says, oh, the escaping monkeys are still on the loose in my city. There are also reports of a goat wandering around. What is happening there? What is happening? Um, that's so weird that they, like, I guess monkeys are a little bit wild, right? So, um, but you would think it would be pretty easy to 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 find some monkeys. Like, if somebody sees the monkey running around, they're probably going to say something about it. Um, Sandra's here. Hello, Sandra. Thanks for joining us. Um, Still haven't fixed my website thing, Sandra. So you can see how busy I've been. Sandra found that on my posts on our website. So when I type on our website, when I type in details into the description box, it is very bad at checking spelling and mistypes, like typos. It doesn't always highlight them. You know, like most apps you use now, as you're typing, it highlights it as a typo. It doesn't do that all the time in Shopify on the back end of things. So I take that, I type it all out, then I take it and post it into another app to let it check, make sure I don't have any misspelled words. And then I copy and paste it back in. Well, when you sometimes copy and paste it back in, it does wild things with the sizing of the text. I don't know why. Um, I don't understand it, but it does. So I usually check this when I'm doing listings, but I forgot to do that when I put up my most recent little bowls that I made, and the listings for those, there are some really big words and then really tiny words in the description. And Sandra was kind enough to bring my attention to it and let me know. So I need to go in there and look at the code, because you got to actually go into the code, because if you copy and paste, it just keeps doing it. So I actually have to go into the code and pull out the HTML that's causing the problem with the sizing of some of the words. So I have to get that fixed. Just one more thing to add to the list, right? Uh, let's see here. Susan says, I started out great with bead in the new year, but have slowed down. Made something today and wasn't sure the beads were vintage. And it feels earthy, so I'll post it for inspired by the forest or grasslands. That's good. That's good. Um, Sue says it's like Jumanji has come alive. I know. That's wild. You're gonna just have more and more animals coming through the streets. Um, Mary Ann says it's just monkey business going on in St. Louis, right? Yeah, it's wild. Um, uh, Sandra says it was funny, right? Susan says, "Yep." It's like, what else is new? I know. It's crazy. Um, so the store this weekend was our friend Diane came in, 2 different days, came in, starting some projects and needing a few things, and then coming in again and needing a few more things. You know how that happens. So it was great to see her. Other than that, the store was a little slow, which was actually kind of beneficial because I had fallen behind on my um, Beat in the New Year banners. So I took the time to make, I have to make 3 different banners per day, and then out of those banners, I have to make a reel out of one of them. So I have to make 3 banners and a reel every day for that. So I did that and got that done. And I did so much this weekend. I started taking pictures of D-Stash stuff, which we had the D-Stash last night. I started working on I publicized about the Rock and Mineral Show and made events for that. I made an event and publicized for the Creative Make Along that we're doing. Um, and each one of those is like making a banner, making a blog post, then doing an email, sometimes 2 emails, sometimes a text message about it, posting an event on Facebook, sharing the event all over Facebook. So that it takes a long time just to do one thing. Um, I also posted on the Patreon. So I talked on the Patreon about my test tiles. So that's a post out there. If you are a member of our Patreon and you support us that way, we appreciate it so much. um, you can start your level at $3, $8, $12, or $24 and join there and support us monthly that way. You probably have seen that post. So that is up. My test tiles didn't go the way I expected them to, so I wrote about that a little bit. And so I did that, and of course, publicized for uh, the Gilded Bobbin because I was there the week before and I hadn't got a chance to. So I wrote a little post about going to the Gilded Bobbin and all the beautiful fabrics they have and how amazing the family is that owns it. So I did that and shared that everywhere, and that was a big hit. People seemed to really like that, and it got more attention from people who had no idea that it was actually there in Moxham, right across the street from us. So, and a lot of people didn't realize there were many stores up there in Moxham that were all like craft related right now. Um, so we did that, and then I. Yeah, what else did I do? I took pictures of some of our once upon a time, we did a live show showing some beautiful artisan made sterling silver jewelry, vintage jewelry. And we shared it once and then it got set aside on a shelf. So I started taking pictures of that. We are going to create an online store collection. I want to say category. Shopify calls them collections. An online store collection of items from that collection that we have. So I took a bunch of pictures. I think I have over 30 different things, and we're going to start writing out posts or descriptions and all that for those and start getting those in the online store as well. Um, so that's a thing that's happening. And I also started researching a few things. I'm very excited about some of the things that we're going to be doing. It's going to take some things off of our plate, I think, and allow us to do um, some cool stuff, I hope. But I'm still in the researching process, and I will be releasing hopefully information on that soon. Um, so yeah, stay tuned. Um, let's see here. Andrew says, I think the effect you're trying to achieve is done with slip. Maybe, but it's what I was trying to do is the shibori kind of technique you did with polymer clay, but with layers of engobe. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Says, I wonder if you wax the tiles, if it will bump up the contrast. And I don't know why the contrast was so low, because when I do vessels, I don't know if I did any. When I do vessels, my engobes always come out darker, so I don't understand why. Um, why that happened too. Andrew says, I collect vintage jewelry, so I'm always on the hunt for it. I am freeing up some of the collection. Yes. Yes, we are. Um, let's see here. Um, Madagascar movie in real life, says Marianne, right? Now the baby elephant walk theme is running through my head. That's funny. That's funny. Um, ba, ba, ba. I'm concerned about those monkeys, says Susan. I hope they are found safe soon. Humans and Mother Nature can be cruel. Yes. Yes, they can. So um, hopefully, yes. Um, they're not used to being in a city environment probably, and it's probably very scary for them actually. Um, I mean, it's funny to us, and we can make jokes about it, but they are probably scared and very scared to be out and about. But I also think monkeys seem to adapt fairly well, right? So maybe not. I don't know, but it has to be nerve wracking. Marianne saw the post on Patreon. Thank you. And also said they have such gorgeous fabrics. Yeah, a lot of like I don't know much about fabrics yet. Um, so some people were talking to me about the kinds of fabrics they have and how they're so nice, and those aren't really the kind of things you're going to find just anywhere. And so I'm very hopeful that they will do well in town, and we will have more and more craft people coming up that way. That can only mean good things for all of us. The more crafty people we have coming up to Moxham, and I say up, I don't really know in Johnstown layout what they would consider it, but I say up because it's up over the mountain to me. From here, we go up the mountain to get there. We go back down a little bit too, but we go way up the mountain to get there. So to me, it's up the hill. So the more people that come up to Moxham, the better it is for all of us. Um, Andrew says, usually do other glazes at the same time, and I wonder if the atmosphere in the kiln is depositing a fine layer of vitrification. It's like adding gloss layer to the flat paint. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. I need to see if she fired these to bisque or if she fired them to full fire. That's another thing too. I didn't ask. Oh, my comments popped up. Yay. We have 19 people watching. Thank you all for being out there and hanging out with us. I hope you're interested in some kits tonight. We've got some good kits. What have you all, anybody do anything exciting that you haven't talked about yet? I've been yammering on here, and if you've done anything fun, please let me know in the comments. Andrew said they look like bisque. That's what I thought too. So that's what I'm wondering, if she just bisqued them, even though I told her that I was planning, I just needed them to go all the way through. Um, but I feel like they just got bisqued. So I'm wondering if there would be more that would happen to them if they are full fired. I just took them away thinking that was it because I had mentioned that I just wanted them fired, but maybe not. Um, but yeah, um, I have a few more things to research tonight and tomorrow. We're working on getting set up for working on some classes at the cottage and getting those signups going. So that's something I'm working on, figuring out how that's going to look, and we need to get forms and some things like that. And I don't know a lot of form apps, but we're trying to do something that if we have other people come over and teach there, we can also use that for them too. So working on that. Um, uh, Marianne says, I posted on Facebook for the best part of my birthday. Nice. Yeah, it was your birthday this weekend. Um, so I already said it, but happy birthday. In case y'all didn't say it already, wish Marianne a happy birthday out there, everybody. It's my brother's birthday today. So I started the morning off chatting with him a little bit. Um, he has 3 kids, and he and his wife are usually running like crazy because they do all kinds of sports. And there's usually a practice every single night. They're out 6, 7 days a week, always doing something. And so I said, I hope you're at least going to do something fun for your birthday. He says, I'm working. and I get the night off. I guess the practices were canceled tonight, so he's actually going to get a night off. So that was kind of nice. Um, but then who knows? They might end up going out to eat for his birthday or something too. So, but at least it'll be more relaxing than getting to practice on time and all that. Andrew made a radish for his art drop on Friday. Yes, Andrew's planning another art drop on Friday. This Friday, everybody. He's working hard, hard, and as fast as his fingers can go, um, on a new art drop for Friday. So stay tuned, everybody. I need to get some publicizing out for that. I will probably start publicizing for that tomorrow. Um, and get that art drop going. So if you missed this last art drop or you missed something you were looking for, a number of great pieces are still available, but a lot of them have sold. So thank you all again for that as well. Um, but he'll be dropping more art this Friday. One of a kind pieces. One of a kind pieces. Diane says, I got some good news today. Hello, Diane, by the way. This is my hip replacement surgery has now been scheduled for the January 26th. Wow, that's quick. That's quick, but good. Um, yeah, I know like these surgeries sound, intensive and maybe scary, but I've known so many people um, who've been in our beading world here that have had hip surgeries and knee surgeries, and they all I don't know anyone who's had a bad experience as long as they do the physical therapy after, especially. But everyone says so much easier than it used to be, and people heal so quickly now, um, and it is such a relief. Everyone I've known has had nothing but good things to say about their surgeries like that. So, wishing you luck on that. I'm sure we'll see you before that, of course, but that's awesome. January 26th, that's so fast, but so good because if it needs to be done, you should get it done, right? Norma says, I saw that cute radish. Yes, that radish is super dang cute. Um, Marion says, most of these peeps did wish me a happy birthday, and a couple of Swedish cousins and one British cousin plus some others. Nice. That's awesome. Andrew says, I'm hoping to do weekly art drops. It'll force me to finish up in progress pieces and make new pieces. That's a lot. That's a lot. I did not expect you were going to do them weekly, but it's good if you can. It's good if you can. I have a few pieces of ceramic that I need to get pictures of. That's on my to-do list, hopefully for today. But we'll see. Lighting is not great right now, so um, the I should bring my ring light home from the store, but because it gives actually pretty good light, which is nice. I can take pictures in just general, lighting with that, and they come out pretty good. But I don't know. I thought we had another ring light somewhere here, but I don't know if we do. Let's see here. We are in the 40s. Cold for us. Yeah, that is cold for you, Suzanne. Ooh, we got 35 as a high. Um, it's cold here. I mean, that's not necessarily cold for us for the middle of, well, yeah, almost the middle of January, but that's cold. It's chilly. That's really cold for you. That's, yeah. So that's what else? Am I forgetting anything, Andrew? Andrew's giving me the prompts for things I'm forgetting. We got so much going on. We've got so much going on. And I've been making to-do lists to try to get myself um, organized a little bit because we have so much happening and we have more coming. So stay tuned, everybody. There's a lot more coming from us. And oops, I got to plug my mouse in. My mouse I I went to the cottage today, tried to use the mouse, dead. So I had to plug it in for a while, wait for it to charge. Um, and I think I've shown you all how Apple mice plug in, but in case I haven't, this is an Apple mouse. It's a sleek little thing. They're really nice. They have touch on the top, and they have two clicks just like every other mouse. Um, and you can scroll just by, moving your finger up and down or left and right. But as you can see, there is no place to plug this mouse in. Maybe on the side would be a nice idea. Um, but you plug it in here. So you cannot use your mouse while it's being charged, um, which for a company that is so design specific, we're so, design oriented, it is the weirdest thing. You can't even, once you plug it in, it takes away even the touch on top. So, like, I can't even scroll right now that it's plugged in. So you just got to kind of wait for it to charge enough. It does charge pretty quickly, up to like 1 or 2%. You can get using it pretty quickly. But I went to the cottage and it was dead. Then I came up here today and the mouse was dead. And I was like, what is going on? All my mice are dead. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining us. Marianne says it's 8 degrees Celsius here just now. Um, Andrew says maybe it does that on purpose for maximum charging. Oh, I'm sure. Like, so you like they're not going to let you use it at all. Like, you can't just don't use it. Let it charge. Normally, I even turn it off, which I forgot to do. So I turn it off and let it charge. But yeah, um, it's such a weird thing. It was kind of the laughing stock of the tech world whenever they came out with that mouse, and that's where they decided to charge it. Um, the mice before that used to have batteries you could take in and out, and there was a panel on the underside of the mouse, and you would just put the batteries up in there and close and all that. But instead of, I guess, moving any of the architecture inside of the mouse where the batteries are, it's just now a permanent rechargeable battery up in there, and it seems like it's about the same general area. You just got to stick the cord up in there to charge it. So yeah, um, but anyway, that's my thing. That's what's happening. Mice are all dead. um, And I forgot to cut paper today, so I'm going to cut some paper for today. I have a few sheets here, but not enough, I think, to get through. And then we're going to start looking at the kits soon. We have 4 different kits for you today, and hopefully you'll like them and you'll want to grab some. We try to keep the prices as low as we can. Um, we're also going to give you, just you all who are watching this, 10% off the prices on these kits as a special debut bonus. So you'll get 10% off if you purchase any of these kits tonight. Yeah, just as a little extra. Say thank you for hanging out with us. And if you're watching this in the replay, you can get that little 10% bonus for about 24 hours or so. We don't hold that open for very long. It's mainly for those who do watch us live. So yeah. Anybody else have anything to report? Anybody else doing anything fun? We I don't think we have any more classes in Pittsburgh coming up other than we're going to do a demo, I think. I say we, like I'm doing it. Andrew is doing a demo on February 13th. They're having kind of like a date night thing. And I was talking with my pottery teacher, and I think she's going to it, which I didn't realize, but she said that. And I said, oh, we're going to be there, I think. So Andrew's going to do an enameling demo, I believe, on February 13th for a date night. And so that is going to be fun, I'm sure. Let's see. Andrew says, oh, someone asked us this. Yes, you can buy things for friends in the AG Bead fam. Wait, someone asked you if they could buy items for someone else. Wait, we had someone ask if they could buy items for someone else, and we can. What's going on? You mean we'll ship to somebody else? If they buy them, we can ship them even if they don't have the address. Is that what you're asking? Or that's what you're saying, Andrew? I don't know about this. This is news to me. So, um, yeah, let me know. I have some people, someone just said opting out. You can, yes, opt out of the 10% discount if you want to. We appreciate that if you want to do that. You can just send us an email saying you're opting out. That, of course, helps our bottom line, but we do the extra 10% just as a little bonus for you all if you want it. You don't have to opt into it, but if you'd like to opt out, you can. And somebody has. Thank you. Andrew says, yeah. Yeah, so that is a thing. If you want to buy things for someone else, I don't know if it's this. I gotta turn on my mouse now. Um, I don't know if I had normally we do some, I think we did some kind of beady kindness for the do an act of beady kindness. It's usually one of the last days of the month. So for beat in the new year, do a random act of beady kindness. You can abandon things, send a surprise gift, etc. So that makes sense. If you would like to send an AG Bead fam some beady mail from us, you can do that. Um, you can place the order, and if you want to send it to a particular person um, and you don't know their address, you can just have it set up. I would say if you're doing it in the online store, if you're doing it through these lives, just tell us in your email that you'd like something to send to somebody else. But if you're buying it online, and you can always follow up with an email, but in the notes of the online order, just let us know who you would like it to be sent to. You can put your shipping address in there, but let us know who you'd like it to send, because I think you have to put in a shipping address, obviously. Um, so just let us know who you want it sent to in the notes of your online order, and we can do that for you. And so we had someone ask if they could buy something from us to send to someone else. I think they were going to buy a birthday present and wanted to know if we could ship directly to them instead. Yeah, we can totally do that. We've done that before in the past, and you do not need to have that person's information. We have that person's information, and we can ship to other people for you. Like I said, just let us know in the notes of that order so I don't just send the order out. Um, and then you can also follow up with an email too. That also helps. But yeah, so if you want to send a gift to somebody, or you want to do that beat in the new year, that last day, that's on the 31st, Saturday the 31st, do a random act of beady kindness. You can abandon things where people can find them. You can make bracelets, necklaces, things like that, and abandon them places where people might happen across them. People do like they leave things in trails and parks and things like that. Don't litter, y'all, or anything to be considered littering, right? Sometimes that's a big thing in parks and stuff, um you can leave things around the city, or that people might find. You can also send a surprise gift. That was one of the suggestions. And if you want to send a surprise gift to a fellow AG Bead fammer, you can do that just on the online store, or just let us know if you're buying from the live that you'd like to send things. Makes it easy. All right, y'all. Should we get going? I've been talking for an hour. Doesn't feel like it, but I have. Kind of feels like it. So let's flip the camera around. I'm going to show you the new kits, and then we are going to then move into some random stuff that I'm going to pull out of my goodie box over here. All right, so let me flip the camera around, and let's get this camera flipped. Camera, come on, back camera, wide angle. There we go. iPad keyboard. There we go. Turn on lights. What's going on with my lights here? All tangled up. It is getting chilly in this room. Wow, a little bit, kind of really chilly. Okay, here we go. Susan says, my young beading buddy is turning 7 this week, and I got her a bag of dirt with gemstones in it that you need to sift through to find. Those are fun. My nieces and nephews used to like those too. Um, they are a lot of fun. Tons of fun. Oh, that's nice too. Nice you got a young beating buddy, right? Sorry, I needed a drink, everybody. Okay. Um, now I lost my, there it is, my Sharpie. And let's see, letters for tonight. Let's do let me see. Yeah, we did that before. Let's do NNK. Nice new kits. I don't think I've ever done that. No. Nice new kits. And NNK1. And remember, you'll get 10% off of these kits unless you send us an email opting out. But the rest of the items tonight are not 10%, just the kits, just these debut kits. NNK1, this one is $24. And I've got 12 of them only. NNK1. And this is the Cloud Dancer. Everybody's been asking for Cloud Dancer. Andrew put together a Cloud Dancer kit. Let me pull it out here. All right. So the Cloud Dancer kit starts with an AG fine pewter toggle. So you get this nice little toggle, AG fine pewter. You get that. You get these vintage glass rounds. Actually, I think these are stone. These are quartz, I think. Vintage stone rounds. You get 8 of those. Trying to see. No, these are glass. They are glass. They've got bubbles. So vintage, I was like, I thought they were glass, but then they started looking like stones. No, they're glass. Okay, vintage glass rounds. And they are vintage and they do truly reflect vintage because they do vary in size. These are 12 millimeters sometimes, 12 and a half. This one is 11 and a half. So they are miscellaneous size, but they're fun. I thought there were more. You get 10 of those. You get 10 of those. Hey, Anna. Says, hello, AG friends. Distracting myself. Thanks. Andrew said, these are glass from Murano. We got them in Venice. Yeah, I totally forgot. So these are my brain. So that is the Venetian glass. And then these ones, you get six of these. And these are vintage glass faceted rounds. Lennis is here. Says it has been a day. Hello, Lennis. Thanks for joining us. And then we have this strand. Oops. Starting apart. This is antique Japanese. Andrew says, I didn't forget I hauled them around for 10 miles. Yes. These are antique Japanese glass drops in white. So you get a whole strand of those. Then we have this white crystal strand. These are about 3 millimeter crystal. So you get that strand. And then you're going to get these shell, mother of pearl, leaf, or wings. They're leaves, right? But they have this kind of wing-like look to them. But you get 2 of those, and the holes are drilled side to side across here. So you get that. And then you get this mother of pearl round strand. And these are, I think, 4? No, 6. Well, 5.5. 5.5 millimeters. 5.5 millimeter mother of pearl rounds. So really nice. Some nice mother of pearl stuff in here. Some very nice vintage glass. Andrew says they're supposed to be feathers. So they're feathers. There you go. Feathers, wings, leaves. Marianne said the leaves are neat, right? We'll call them feathers. So there they are. That is $24. NNK1. We've sold a few of them so far. Thank you so much. And that is the first kit of the evening. Do you want me to get the kits out of the way? Andrew says, you know, when you drop a feather and it dances around, cloud dancer. There you go. Marianne says, okay, feather. You want me to do the kits all first, or do you want to do one kit, do a few lots, and then do another kit? What do you think we should do, Andrew? What do you think? I don't know. Is everyone gonna leave after the new kits? Maybe I should break it up a little bit. I don't know. What's Andrew think? Let me take a drink. I'm very thirsty. I did not drink enough today. Just sold another one of these. Thank you so much. Norma's asking for the kits first. Andrew just says whatever you want. All right, let's see. Marianne says yes, please. I don't know which one. Susan likes the idea of a mix, to mix them up. So far, we have a vote for kits first and a vote for mixing them up. Kimberly said mix them up. Anna says mix it up. Okay, I think the mix it uppers are winning. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay, let's mix it up a little bit then, I guess. Marion says business sense says one, then a few others. Diane's asking for all the kits. Sounds like all the kits at once. Oh no. Okay. Well, okay. I won't do too many in between, but I'll mix it up a little bit. How about that? Mix it up. Oh, now we got kits first. Okay. Marianne says keeps us here longer to mix the kits throughout. If you're interested in kits, right? But hopefully you all stay anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much, right? Hopefully. Susan says got to be contrary. Not too contrary. A number of people have said that. Let's see, I've got 7 of these. They are $3 each. 7 of them available. NNK2. These are these little charms, Buddha charms. And they're really nice. Good detail on them. I don't know what it says on the back. I wish I did. I need to do Google Translate on it if I can, see what it says. But that is NNK2, $3 each, 7 of them available. Those are from the shop. You grab those from the shop. And this is Peace Monk earrings, right? There you go. NNK3. Could all use a little piece right now, for sure. I got Let's see. Andrew says, I finished the new Rainbow Row. Suzanne says, sometimes Google Translate comes out funny. It does, right? It does for sure. Says, and the new Freya Maskey books. Okay, let me get this out of here. Oh, that's a shame. Well, never mind. That was an enamel piece. A little bit of enamel came off. Not one of Andrew's. Let's try something else. That sometimes happens. Andrew's or Suzanne says, Andrew, I'm trying to organize my books. Organize. It's not always easy, especially books. Okay, I've got 7 of these. They're $4 each. 7 of them available. Anderson, listening to the new Charlie Jane Anders piece. So these are these beautiful check glass metallic leaves. And you get, these are vintage. And these are approximately 6.5 millimeters by, if I can get in here, by about 11. We have 7 strands of those available, $4 each, NNK3. Andrew says, I'd love an intern to organize my craft books. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see here. What do we got? Let's try this one more time at a really good price. Otherwise, Andrew's probably going to take this one back. NNK4 was $68. Drop it down to 48. Lowest price ever on this. This is a very long string of vintage freshwater pearls. And look at how they're pretty uniform, which is, that's a lot to find. They pick these through and try and find the most uniform ones to put on a strand. And these are a really pretty color. And you get this long strand of these. This strand is, let's see here. I can measure this for y'all. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 36-inch strand. 36-inch strand for $48. Really nice. And these are beautiful pearls too. Not only are they very similar and very uniform, but they are beautiful pearls. Marianne's drooling, but limiting spending for the remainder of January. I get it. I get it. These are about 6.5 millimeters, 6.7. They're really coming out 6.7. Yeah, really 6.7 millimeters. 1 strand available, NNK4. $48 only. All right. Has everybody seen NNK1? Kimberly says, those are gorgeous. They are. And if you know pearls, finding them that same size, that quality, beautiful. That's a lot of work. And that's the nicer they are and the more uniform they are on a strand, the higher the price of the strand. And that strand really 68 is probably low for that strand, to be completely honest. But here we go. All right, I'm going to put NNK1 away. That's the Cloud Dancer kit. NNK1, just to show you one more time. Mother of pearl rounds. Mother of pearl feathers. Nice white crystal. Beautiful strand of antique Japanese glass drops in white. Vintage glass faceted rounds. Murano glass Venetian rounds that we carried back from Italy. And then an AG fine pewter small toggle. All of that, $24. And remember, you're getting 10% off. Let me add this here. Minus 10% today. You're saving 10% off that today. NNK1. If you haven't gotten one yet, grab them. We have sold a few. Thank you so much. I'm going to put that away, make room for some other things. All right. Let's move NNK2 over. That's that beautiful little amulet charm. NNK3, these beautiful vintage check glass leaves, pearls. NNK4, NNK5. Let's see, what do I want to show you for 5? 10 of these. They were $5 each. I will bring them down to $4 each. These are Peruvian opal beads. Peruvian opal, faceted nugget beads. And I have 10 of them here available. They are $4 a bead. Beautiful, beautiful beads. And NNK5. NNK5. Andrew says, maybe we'll do a kit reveal for your birthday. That'd be fun, right? My birthday on the 24th of February. Let's see here. All right. Next kit. NNK6. This is Firehorse. This is the Firehorse kit for the Chinese New Year. Year of the Horse. It's going to be the year of the Firehorse. This kit is $18, and you'll get 10% off on that. Suzanne says that's 31 days after mine. Nice. So that means yours is coming up soon. This is Firehorse. Let me take this little tag on here. all it says is the size, but not pretty in the photo, right? All right. Fire Horse has this beautiful crystal strand, this ombre crystal, these fiery colors. And this is 2mm crystal. 2mm crystal. Really pretty. Oh, I'm smelling that cake, Andrew. Smell the cake. And then you get this vintage check glass. These are the Drooks rounds. And these are 4mm. And then this is a vintage check strand as well in red. That fire color. And then we have fire polished vintage check in this coppery and black, which is blends so well with this, like this with that copper color. Just looks so good. And then you get an Allegory Gallery fine pewter horse toggle. So this is a horse toggle. It goes through like this, obviously. Comes up and back down. So you get one of those in the antique silver color. And then we have these two horse charms. And these are double-sided. So you get those with this. And then you get the large horse head. This one is not double-sided, but you get the larger pendant. And you get all of that for only $18. $18. We've just sold almost half of these. Thank you so much. If you're looking for any of those, grab them if you can. And we've sold some of the 6. Thank you so much. That's the Fire Horse for the Year of the Horse. And $18 less 10% today. All right. I'm going to put these little amulets away. And NK2. Move some stuff around here. And NK3. I'm going to put away this check glass, vintage check glass daggers or leaves, drops, whatever you want to call those. I love the green color on those, that green metallic. Super nice. And I'm going to put the pearls away. And NK4 still available. Nobody's grabbed them up. I'm going to get a bigger bag for these. If they were in, I didn't like. 68 down to 48. That's a good discount. $20. But almost 30% off. And I'm going to move these over. NK4, I'm sorry, 5, Peruvian Opal. Still have about half of those available. And NK6 is the Fire Horse kit from Andrew. NNK, oops, 7. Give you a do on these. NNK7. These are African beads, and you're getting the whole lot of these. Whole lot of these African beads. These are the African sandcast beads. And these lovely blue, green, and white. I figure if you're working with Cloud Dancer, that white in there will be really nice. You can pull in other colors. The blue of the sky, the green of the sea, whatever you want to do. But these are generally, let me pick one that's about middle. They're about 6 millimeters by about 11 and a half. And you get the whole lot of them for $4. NNK7. Just one lot we've got on this. Just the one. What'd you all think of the fire horse kit? You like that? Kimberly said those are interesting and fun. I think so. Y'all like the fire horse kit? Yeah, let's see here. Kimberly says, I like the fire horse kit. Good. I do too. I think it's really pretty. All right. Now, very fiery, right? Yeah, Andrew worked hard to get that fiery out of it. Find the fiery stuff for y'all. I've got 6 of these. I'm going to put them down. Let me see here. Okay. Lowest price on these ever to NK8. These are beautiful rainbow moonstone faceted rounds. And hold on, my color just changed. Went into night shift mode. Beautiful rainbow moonstone faceted rounds. And I think would look lovely with Cloud Dancer if you wanted to add a little bit of sparkle. About 3.5 millimeters on these. And you can just see, look at the moonstone flash on those. There's lots of clarity in those strands. Yes, that's the other thing. They are high grade stones and they've got beautiful clarity, beautiful flash. There are 6 strands available. Lowest price ever, $20 a strand, down from 24. NNK8. Oh, we just sold 7 twice. Sorry, y'all. Only got 1 of those. I'm going to put that away. That has sold out. Thank you. Thank you for grabbing those. And let's see here. Oh, Kimberly, that's another thing I did while I was at the shop this weekend is I realized that I had watched half of one of your unboxings with us and never finished it. So I started it over and I watched it all over again. So thank you for doing those. I really enjoy watching people unbox stuff from us. Kimberly does a great job. If you've not seen her YouTube channel, make sure you check it out. Ah. These are $3 a strand. I have 7 strands available. Oh, oops, and thank you for the amazing beads. Yeah, I know I started watching it at one point, and I had to walk away for some reason. These are vintage check. Vintage check glass. I have 7 strands of these here, and they're only $3 a strand. Really cool. These beads are approximately 4.3 millimeters by 18. Kieran says, I felt so bad I could not remember who made that pendant, and I'm glad that it is an Andrew pendant. Yeah, I commented on there. I forgot that I commented, but I wanted you to know. Yeah, it's an Andrew pendant. And I think we did that as a special giveaway too. So it's nice. I figured you'd want to know, so you could put it in your artisan category. I know you've got a good number of those, right? You like the artisan stuff like we do. And they can. As you did, and I had to go back and rewatch to remember. Yeah. I felt bad that I didn't actually finish it the first time I watched. At least it didn't say that I did. And I was like, I don't think that I did. I think I walked away at one point, or I had a customer come in. I often watch them at the shop. These are check glass vintage buttons in little lemon limes. There are 3 of them available. They are $3 each. I should put that on here because I showed all 3 of them. $3 each. Cute little lemon lime buttons from the Czech Republic. Vintage. Glass shank. Oop. I got the dropsies today for sure. Keep dropping everything. Marianne says, I want to sing a sea shanty for 9. Reminds me of big ropes used on sailing ships. That's cool. I was trying to think what they remind me of. That's a good thing. That's a good, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And it says de lemon and de lime, right? All right. NNK 11. No, I want to see something real quick. Get through my photos. Okay. Lowest price ever on this as well. Andrew says, if we don't sell them all, I want one of the limes. So far, nobody's grabbed any limes. No one's grabbed any limes. All right. So yesterday on the D stash, I had a larger stone strand of garnets, and they're super duper pretty. But that strand is $89. This one, $45, y'all. Was 68, $45, lowest price we've ever done. It comes on a sterling silver lobster claw with a chain extender. Gorgeous, gorgeous garnets. $45 only. That is a steal. Look at the quality of those stones. Look at the color. Diane says, I'm off to bed. Have a good night. Have to get up early for work tomorrow. Good night, Diane. Anna says, I have those juicy garnets. Aren't they nice? And these garnets are approximately 5 millimeters by 7. Approximately 5 by 7 millimeters. They're 92 carats, the whole thing. One strand left only, NNK 11. Okay, I'm going to put 5 away. We've sold about half of those. If anybody's looking to get any more, Peruvian opal, loose stones, $4 each, down from $5 each. And I'm going to put the Fire Horse kit away. So if you missed that, check that out. Fire Horse kit. That's got this beautiful fire polish or crystal strand in the ombre colors, fire polished glass from the Czech Republic. Again, vintage fire or vintage glass from the Czech Republic. I don't know if I gave you the size on these. These are 4 millimeter droops. And this vintage Czech strand in red. And then the horse head pendant, the 2 galloping horse charms. And this one, this normally retails, I think, for $6 on our website. This is the horse toggle. Included with that, $18, less you get 10% off today. So that's a really good deal. NNK6. And I'm going to put 8 away. I don't think anybody's grabbed any of the moonstone. I figured people might want that with the Cloud Dancer kit. Those are available. NNK8, $20 a strand right now, down from 24. And we're going to move 9 over. That's the ship rope, vintage check, as Marianne said. NNK10. These are the glass lemon lime beads, or I'm sorry, buttons. And NNK11, $45, lowest price ever on these beautiful garnets. 1 strand available. NNK12. Let's do, how about we do the St. Patty's Day kit? It's $26 minus 10% today. There are only 5 of these, so act quickly if you like these. NNK12. There's a lot in this kit, y'all. If we're going to price a kit at $26, you know we're giving you a lot of stuff. All right. So you're going to get these vintage plastic, little AB coated, faceted beauties. You get these. These are slightly AB coded as well. So you're going to get that grouping. There's 6 of those. Then you're going to get this check glass, fire polished check glass strand. You're going to get this tiny, tiny little drook strand. These are tiny drooks, 3 millimeter. So you're going to get that. You're also going to get this 4-leaf clover vintage brass charm. It's a vintage stamp charm from Providence. Then you're going to get these drooks. And these are a larger size, 6 millimeter. This fire polish check strand. These small drooks, but these are like a givre. They're 2 colors. They've got a white and they've got a green. Tiny, tiny givre, 3 millimeter drooks, and then a Lucerna bicone strand. And these ones, by the way, glow under a black light. In case you're doing any of your St. Patty's Day stuff under a black light. And you get all of that NNK12 for $26 less 10% today. NNK12. And I've only got 5 of those kits available. So if you want any of those, be sure to grab them up. NNK12. Hmm. Let's wait on that. All right. NNK 13 was 26. Bring it down to 22. This is a vintage strand of chunky labradorite. And you're seeing some of that flash right away. Chunky labradorite. It's got some beautiful flash to it. Whoops. So knock that right out of the way. I love these big nuggets. And that beautiful flash they've got. Ooh. Once they hit that light right, you see flash all over the place. And I love how they, without too much of the light, they are just like these kind of beautiful nuggets, almost waxy looking. Like, I don't know how you describe that. But then the light hits them and they've got this beautiful blue, sometimes the yellow green flash to them. And these are approximately, let's see, that's about 14 millimeters by about 17 millimeter beads. Marianne says, I associate emerald green or Kelly green with St. Patrick. The black light on the one strand is like, kind of like Kelly green. This one is, yeah, that's the thing we always try and do is pull you out of what's expected all the time. Everyone's going to do green, 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 the normal greens. And so we always try and do things a little bit different, kind of mix it up, inspire you to be a little bit different than usual. And of course, you can mix in other greens. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, we always try and do something a little bit different, you know, um, whenever we're doing these and whenever we're doing themed things like that. Because everybody else is going to provide, that kind of same thing. And in K9, $3 for string. Still have some of those available. And in K10, I'm going to put these little buttons away. They're still available, $3 each. In NK11, I'm going to put the garnet strand away. I'm not leaving it out at that price for very long. I think the lowest price we've ever come down to on that before that was $58. Lowest price ever before was 58. I went all the way down to 45 today. Nobody grabbed it. So it means it's meant to stay with us. It says there are some nice. Oh, I just lost my. Hold on. I accidentally. If I put my mouse in the corner of my screen, the computer goes to sleep. There are some nice beads in the St. Patty's Day kit. Yeah, lots of nice beads in there. Vintage. Lots of good vintage stuff. These are all actually. I think every single one of these is a vintage component. These are all vintage glass. These are vintage plastic, and this is a vintage brass. All vintage, completely vintage. And in K13, is that labradorite? Ooh, I love these. How are these still here? Let's see. These were, sorry, these were 34. I'm going to bring them down to 28. These are gorgeous, gorgeous tiger eye, high quality faceted drops. They went through the process of making these tiny, giving them tassels. Look at this beautiful tiger eye, faceted drop. These give an incredible, like use them in a little strip on your necklace just to give some movement, or use them as a bracelet. They'd be a really nice little bracelet for somebody. That would pretty much exactly fit me. Yeah, there's even a few left on there. These are really nice, higher end strand of tiger eye. And if I can get in here to get a measurement, I will. They're smaller than my hands, fingers. They're about 6 millimeters. I'm going to say 6 millimeters by about 6 millimeters. NNK 14. One strand available. $28. Let's see here. These are Lamport glass. NNK 15. These will be great for spring. Let's see here. NNK 15. Lamport glass. Little flowers and leaves. Beautiful little beads. Only $4 for the pair. They are about 16.5 millimeters. One pair available. That's it. One pair available. We just had a request for 18, but I don't have an 18 out yet. So if you just sent an email, check that and let me know what you meant. Or send another email is best. Thank you though, for whatever you're claiming. All right. This is really nice. This is high-end prasiolite or green amethyst. Was 65 for the strand, bringing it down to 50. These are graduated faceted rounds, and they graduate from about 4.7 millimeters up to about 8.4 millimeters. And these are really high quality prasiolite. You can see the clarity in those. Not a lot of inclusions at all. Just a few, enough you know they're real stone, right? Helps to know, helps to be able to tell. Beautiful prasiolite, very nice light green color. Go really well with this St. Patrick's Day kit. If you wanted to add those in, add some bling in there. Gorgeous stones. NNK 16. All right. The person who sent 18 up, they were trying for 15. So 15 has sold. So let me put those away. Somebody else also tried to grab 15. Sorry, they are now sold. And I'm also going to put away an NK12. That's the kit. Nobody grabbed any of that kit. I'm surprised, but that's okay. We'll put it in the online store after this. And just to show that, you get these in that kit. You can get these. 4-leaf clover. Then all of these strands of vintage check. Drukes, fire polished, Vaseline glass, Lucerna bicones. Let me see if I can get this all in the bag. And that was $26, less 10% today only. How's everyone doing out there? What's going on? What's everybody doing? Got so quiet in the comments. Everybody's tired? Tired on Monday? All right. Since everyone's wearing out, let me show you the last kit. That way, if you were here just for the kits, you can see the last one. And then we'll continue on with the randoms. This kit, super inexpensive. This is the Easter kit. NNK 17, $14 only. And this is a fun one, y'all. If you like pastels, that is. You get this large glass strand. Kimberly got a call. That's all right. I know that happens. Large glass strand. These beads are nice big 12 millimeter. 12 millimeter beads. Let me delete this one email so I know the 18. And then you're also going to get this fire polish check glass coming in at about 5 millimeters. Andrew says this kit would go well with those dyed opals. And then get these. These are a polymer clay heishi. Polymer clay heishi bead. And then you're going to get this little bunny charm in stainless steel. You're going to get this little cute pewter bunny charm holding the egg. And then we threw in this toggle from the Allegory Gallery Fine Pewter Collection, a toggle that are big enough for kind of these, but also kind of has a little bit of a, I feel like that's kind of like springy, Eastery, kind of leafy design, right? That's our modern toggle from the Allegory Gallery Fine Pewter Collection in antique silver. And that's NNK 17, $14 only for all of that, less 10% today. Andrew said those are great for the tailor bracelets. These, yeah, for sure. Marion says, not completely pastel. No, it's not completely pastel. There's some like neons in there. Some nice bright colors too. And that's the last kit for today. But then we're going to go on for the rest of the lots tonight with our random selection here. Keep putting my computer to sleep. Let's see. These were 26. Bring them down to 22. These are old antique African glass. antique African glass beads, and you get this whole collection of them for $22. I love this kind of colorway, this black and red, and some green in there and yellow. I love these kind of black beads. The colors are so pretty on there. So these are antique African NNK 18. You get the whole lot of them for $22. These were 15. Bring it down to 8. NNK 19. This is a set of pendants, $8 for all 3. It's a dyed agate. Set of 3 pendants. Andrew said those African, they're made in Venice and are African trade. Yeah, these are made in Venice originally. And then came African trade beads. Isn't that wild? And look at that age and that history kind of on them. I love that. Like those, those are old beads. And who knows where those beads have been and the stories they could tell. I love that about these. Those have been around a lot of them. Probably have seen more of the world than I have, for sure. It's kind of wild, right? The fact that we can sell them for $22 amazes me. These are 27 by 50.5 millimeters for the set of the 3 pendants there, and NK 19. All right, I'm going to put 13 away. That's the labradorite, chunky monkey vintage labradorite strand. And the NNK 14. Nobody grabbed the tiger eye. That surprises me. $28 for the beautiful tiger eye strand. Boy, I'm just dropping everything today. All right. NNK 16, the Prasiolite. That one is still available as well. NNK 16, lowest price ever on that. $50 only on the Prasiolite. And I'm going to move 17, which is the Easter kit, over. Make some room. 18, moving that over. And 19, moving this over. What's everyone having for dinner? We didn't talk about dinner very much. What's everyone having for dinner tonight? I don't know. Have we decided, Andrew, what we want? Which one of the 2 meals? Or we actually have enough. We can make spaghetti too, I think. So we could also have spaghetti if we want. I don't know. What are we going to have? We made chicken tortellini Alfredo. Wow. That's pretty nice, yo. That is pretty nice. Let's see here. Andrew says, I think the grilled cheese sandwiches sound good. I think so too. Suzanne had faux meatballs and pasta. I didn't get the faux meatballs. I should have for our pasta. That would have been really good too. Let's see here. How many of these do I have? Oh, let go. Don't let go. Okay, I've got 4 strands of these. These were 18, bring them down to 15. Lennis had BK Burger King. Wow. What'd you have there? These are Peruvian opal. So if you got some of the other Peruvian opal, these are beautiful Peruvian opal microfaceted rounds. And these ones are approximately 3 millimeters. Peruvian opal, 3 millimeter round faceted. And they're kind of ombre. So you can see. And we've got 4 strands available. And they are $15 a strand. NNK 20. We just sold 19. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Lena says, I had a kid's meal. Nice. I don't even know what is in a kid's meal these days. We can't get kids meal being vegetarians. Sometimes I miss just, it's not great, but sometimes I miss like that, the fast food, just being able to stop anywhere and grab something like that. Thankfully, Burger King does have Whoppers, but that's the only thing. Like Whoppers, and I can get the onion rings. I do get those. Kimberly says, yeah, but my husband kind of irritates me. What are you planning for dinner? What did you make for dinner? Are you going to reheat the beef and noodles? Really, you are a grown man. Figure it out. There, I've known some, I've known guys like that. Um, I'm just gonna say I know some people like that, but I have never known any women who are like that. Um, I have known some guys like that, and some you think could never ever support themselves if they had to on their own. Um, and it's wild to me. It is wild to me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Andrew says, do y'all want a preview of my new brooch? Diane had says grilled cheese sounds good. It does. It sounds so good. Norma had a chipped ham sandwich. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Chipped ham is nice. We've sold 1 of these. Thank you. We have 3 of them still left. Marianne says, especially the reheating one, Kimberly, right? Diane says, I had a Tucson pizza bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon, fresh mango for dessert. Ooh, mango sounds good. Susan and Suzanne says, sure. Show us, Andrew. Let me show this one strand before Andrew gets up here.
I'm up here.
He's up here. This is NNK21.
What are you doing?
It's this check glass
Oh,
drops.
I like those.
That could go with Fire Horse.
Fire horse.
Fire Horse, if you like that. $6. Vintage strand of check glass drops. All right, what do you got for us, Andrew? Andrew. Oh, look how cute.
There's a lady on Instagram/TikTok, and she does like these Southern characters, and they remind me of my kinfolk.
She's got Andrew drawling all around today.
And I kind of
that Southern drawl.
cameos. I'm like, I wonder if we can convince her to do like a commercial for Allegory Gallery.
Right.
She's like, huh? Now you get them beads. Get them nice beads.
So what do you think of this guava?
It's I need a I'm gonna go back over. I was debating about adding seeds or not, because sometimes I think I added too much stuff with the on the strawberry.
Oh, you think? I like it.
I mean, I could have used a lighter hand, how they say. And I'm gonna go around the eyes a little bit.
Suzanne says such great colors. It's
Um,
great. Yeah, you really got like that guava interior color, like between those shades of the pinks.
that was tricky.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go around the edge and kind of add a little bit more cream. I
like it.
think.
Oh.
And I may change the eyes, because the eyes kind of look mad.
The eyes look mad.
Sometimes the eyes look surprised. This one look a little bit mad. Like,
it's coming to get you.
well, it did get chopped in half, so
right?
I'd be
like,
mad too.
Kimberly says, oh, I made a bracelet with blue drops like those. Nice. Marianne says, a young guy I worked with said if his mother didn't cook for him, he would always go out to eat. Lena says, yes, show us the fruits and veggies.
Just this so far. I have a mango in the works, and lots of mangoes and other guavas, whole guavas.
Whole guavas.
Not chopped.
Not chopped. Not very, very surprised chopped guavas.
No. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to tell if the ones are guavas or not, because they're the sculptural ones are not brooches. So yeah, no.
Looks good though.
I think it turned out all right.
Yeah, it looks great. I think it's fun.
Go back over, smooth some of it down. I always do this thing where if I run my finger over it, and if it feels loose, then I stitch it down, because I don't want it to get snugged on something, and then it comes apart. But I think that
it's cute.
At first, I was like, because I usually don't work in like real straight lines, you know. So I was debating about the edge being like too much like a stripe, like a racing stripe.
But isn't that what it would look like?
Kind of. I need to break it up a little bit with a little bit more white though, I think. Or like a cream color. That way it looks kind of a little bit more all the way around. That soft plinth. Is that what you call that? Plinth? Pilth.
Isn't it pilth?
I don't know. That white city scrape off.
Pilth? Plinth? What is it, y'all?
I think it's pilth.
Pilth.
Plinth.
Let's see. A little delirious. You did sleep some last night, a little bit.
Not really.
No. Kimberly.
Night, and of course,
Of course.
and did some work, and then I realized that I've since November 1st, I've listened to 9 books,
Wow.
which is 65 hours. And that doesn't count the book that I'm on now.
Oh boy.
So that's a lot of books.
Yeah, it is. So these are the equivalent to the green ones we had earlier, but this time in this garnet color. NNK22, $4 each. And I do have multiples of those. Kimberly says, I've taught my sons to cook. I bet.
That many kids, shoot.
That many kids, but also if 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 the husband isn't, you need to teach the kids to do it, right?
Well, it's
Hopefully
good to have skills.
that, and hopefully they can help you. Do they help you? They should help
But
you.
like, what are they gonna do when they grow up?
I know. My mom taught us how to cook. She didn't like she wasn't very experimental growing like when we were growing up, but that was out of necessity. But she taught us how, like we knew how to like cook chicken in a pan and we could make with spaghetti and like we knew some things.
I don't know about the chicken.
Why? It was good.
The
And
chicken that you cooked.
you don't like my chicken?
The one of the first meals that he cooked me was chicken. It was completely dead raw in the inside. You don't remember
I don't
that?
remember that at all.
And then I was like, and then we were still kind of fresh dating. So I was like, do I tell him
Yes, you tell me. Did
that
you tell me?
of course. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not gonna eat the raw chicken. I'm not gonna get the salmonella.
No, I must have been nervous because I've not made raw chicken before.
Well, you did it twice. So maybe
Okay, so my mom apparently taught me poorly then. Is that what you're saying?
well, maybe you forgot that you had to leave it on a little bit longer.
No, but she did teach us how to cook. And yeah, my brother and I both knew how to cook and we could help her cook.
We were kind of latchkey kids, so we kind of we discovered Sheila found this that I don't know what you call it, recipe box. This made of green plastic. It had all these recipes from like the 60s and 70s. And some of the stuff, there's a lot of jello in those recipes.
A lot of jello.
And you're kind of like, what exactly is this? And the big hit for that was hamburger pie. Did y'all have that? It was basically like a not a shepherd's pie, cottage pie.
Shepherd's pie.
What's the one with the beef? We call it
That's
hamburger pie.
cottage pie has the beef. I think shepherd's is lamb.
Well, it
I
was
think
is
Marianne will know for sure.
carrots, peas, and ground beef, and then there was mashed potatoes on top with cheese. So that was the big hit. And like, so I could cook, but I grew up where we didn't have a ton of resources like that. So, um, where my real love of cooking came from was when I worked for Tom Colicchio.
So these are vintage plastic, and you get the whole thing,
Ah,
all of them,
basically give away.
for $6.
Yes, there you go. We named it. But so yeah, we work for him in
6x16
words,
millimeter.
y'all. You'd think that after listening to so many audiobooks, that would be like on point. But he always had us like tasting things and trying new things and had unusual combinations and really about like the fresh ingredients and working with like seasonal ingredients. And like I'd never liked pears when I was growing up because I'd always had canned pears. And then my first pear was in Union Square when it was ripe. And I thought I was gonna have like, when Sally Harry met Sally, when she's in the diner and she starts moaning all aggressively, and then the old lady's like, I'll have what she's having. You remember that
Y'all
scene from
remember
that
that? I don't
movie?
think I ever watched it.
So anyways, it's Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal, and anyways, so I thought I was gonna have me one of those experiences
When you
up in
had
the
a
middle
real
of the
pear.
park because it was so good. Like I had never had a fresh pear before. Anyways, so that's where I kind of got my love of cooking. My mom's a good cook, but she definitely is a better cook at like Filipino food. When she would cook the kind of American food, it didn't always turn out right because like in the Philippines, they lived on an island with like minimal electricity, so they didn't have refrigeration. So none of you don't eat meat if it's raw.
Let's just catch up in comments a little bit. My youngest doesn't help as much as my oldest did, but that's just because he's in sports and never home. As a young adult, my brother, Marianne said, could at least make eggs and bacon. He's now 77. Really like the guava, says Kimberly. Exactly. Their wives are going to love me. My brother and I were taught how to fry an egg and cook a hamburger as soon as we could reach the top of the stove, says Susan. I remember cooking dinner for my family when I was 8. And Kimberly says, yep, cottage pie. Shepherd is lamb, cottage is beef. And then Sally has the big O right there in the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a teenager before I did family meals, but did baking and candy making earlier, says Marianne.
Yeah, we had a cook, but that I mean it was like warming up canned green beans.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things like I pretty much will eat anything. Well, not
You were
really.
saying your mom had to cook because there
Well,
wasn't
I skipped
refrigeration.
around from that story, but
Yeah.
I'll circle back to that. But like canned green beans is something that I don't enjoy unless they're French cut. And that's because I ate so many mushy green beans and I don't have a particular enjoyment of them. Fresh green beans, I love. French cut green beans, I don't know what happens when they cut it, but it makes it not taste like a shoe that somebody walked through the grass.
Lena says Poopy thought he hated beets, but he had only had pickled beets with vinegar. Fresh beets are totally different. So are yellow beets versus red.
I like pickled beets,
I love pickled beets.
but I also like a fresh beet.
Yeah.
Like a beet salad with goat cheese,
Ooh.
candied walnut.
Don't make me think about it.
That was one of the salads that we used to cook at the restaurant, and nobody ordered it. So I ended up taking it home for when because they would kind of pre-make some of them so that it's like a grab and go. And that was one of the ones that I would take home often. There was also a shrimp salad, which I don't know why nobody ever bought that. Probably because it was expensive, and it was delicious. And I don't remember what was in it. Oh, that's that Wendy Bergman.
Wendy Bergman was 24, bringing it down to 15.
But I just keep it at that point. Shit, man. She lives in Australia, and she started making these little teddy bears that's so super dang cute. And now she's doing like all this silversmithing, and she's got these ginormous like turquoise cabs. But anyways, those ones were from I think from Wendy.
And let's see here. The worst canned vegetable I ever had was Swiss chard, says Marianne. It also said canned green beans, ick.
Mm, no.
Anna says, that sounds good. I would order it. Marianne loves pickled beets and roasted beets.
Mhm.
I love
So
beets too.
I have another fun story about that, but that would go well with the fire horse.
Yeah, right?
They look like emperors trapped in glass, y'all. That's like definition of fire horse. You gonna have a stampede of the flaming saddles. I don't know if that's a good thing. Anyway, so I lived in a doll factory at one point, and it was very like bohemian. Like we built our own rooms, and there were
Got
some,
high off of vapors.
I don't know. It probably shaved a couple years of my life off of living in this industrial space. But there were like I was friends with some of the newspaper people that were under like I was the editor in chief of my news high school newspaper for 3 years, just so you know. Um, and so I had underclassmen who I was friendly with because I knew them from being on newspaper. And I had moved to New York City and was in art school, and I was probably a sophomore in art school or something like that. When I lived in this doll factory, and they wanted to, I don't know if they did it as like a real class trip or if they came on their own, but they were gonna come in before they went off to college. So this is a bunch of like basically high school seniors, and they came in and
This is sterling silver box clasp vintage. Was 34, now 24.
I made them a roasted root vegetable soup, and it was all like roasted beets, and um, and then we had this like mulled red wine, and somebody got violently ill, and it looked like a scene, like a crime scene. But anyways, fun stories.
Let's see here. Diane says, my green beans side dish uses French cut green beans, sour cream, water chestnuts, and cheese.
Sounds good.
Does sound good. I love pickled beets and roasted beets, says Marianne. Flaming saddle down. Tooled leather on a flame pattern, maybe.
Isn't that a movie?
Flaming saddles. I feel like that's a movie.
I don't know how well that aged because that's that kind of that time period where everything got canceled.
Mhm.
But you know what? Everybody's bringing it back now. So you thought it's like canceled forever, and it's like now it's like they're like again.
You're like, oh no,
So
we can
anyway,
do all that again.
we in so that was a fun time.
That was a
I thought that I was like horrified, and they were like they had like the best time because like they got to ride the subway, and then we climbed up. So when on top of the building in the doll factory, there was a water tower, and at one point somebody took the water tower down, but they left the platform. So when you climbed up this rickety ass rusty metal platform, it was wonderful. There's a bench up there. It was like amazing view. I think of that song from PJ Harvey. That was like this. That was like my soundtrack while I lived there. Um, and anyways, afterwards, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make anybody get sick." Oh, and that's when I made this a chocolate cake, and it had Mexican hot chocolate in it, which is like they put like I don't know what's in that. They used to have it. It's in these blocks, and it had a lot of sugar in it, and it broke the blade off of the chopper, and somebody found it like the blade in their piece of cake, almost like a king cake. And I was so worried that the people puking up their guts, and it was all red that they had swallowed.
Oh, the blade.
And so
Oh. So you don't eat uncooked chicken, but you do serve blades in your in
This
your
is at
cake.
youth time. This is like child time.
Marianne says yes. Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks, and Gene Wilder, plus a black guy full of innuendo. Marianne says Chili's.
Anyway, so they are. I was like so concerned that they had like this terrible time, and they were like, "That was like the best time ever," and they're like, "That's like the best New York memories ever." And then they were all starving to death, so we stood on this corner and ate um, pizza by the slice.
NNK26.
And to be fair, I don't think they got drunk off of the mulled wine because it's I think it was they had enjoyed before.
So this was we'll say 140. Bringing it down to $65 for you all.
I think that is gold filled wire.
Mm-hmm.
So just cut it off and melt it, and you can
Probably
get
worth
money.
get your money back.
Correct. But somebody did a lot of filigree work on that.
Yeah, they did. Look at that. It's beautiful.
That twisted wire, and it looks like a Picasso Jasper.
Cleveland Little, says Vicky.
What?
Cleveland Little. Is that the other person in the movie, maybe?
Oh, I was like, Cleveland Little. What's happening?
Marion says, yes, Vicky, that's him.
I mean, I haven't seen that movie in probably 30 years, so
It's another one I've not seen.
I mean, you probably would like it.
Would I?
Yeah, because it's like that. The is that Martin Short
Hmm?
and what's the guy in that
Mel
one?
Brooks, Gene Wilder,
Oh,
Marianne said.
so it's not what's his face? The one that was in that Cyrano de Bergerac. What's the one? The murderers in the building. He wrote.
That's Martin Short, I think.
What's the one with the white hair?
Oh,
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin.
You know, he's an art collector.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's one of the most like world-renowned experts in Picasso. And he wrote a book called An Object of Beauty. We read that for our book club once. And we had a local bakery make this cake that had the Andy Warhol flower print on it.
Ooh.
And it had black flowers on it.
This is a Ganesha statue or pendant charm. 21.5 by 10.5 millimeters.
And so everybody who had cake, because it was a birthday, usually book club was basically our excuse to have a birthday party every month. And we just like rounded up or rounded down whoever's birthday was closest. Anyway, so everybody who ate the cake, all their teeth were stained black from eating the cake.
Marianne says, you like exploding kittens, William?
That game.
I think it's a game. Is that a game? It's also a TV show. I
Mm.
think it's a TV show. I did
Or
watch
the
it, but I
game.
can't remember it now.
What is that? That's a game, right?
Who's that?
Stacy Louise.
It's Louise Smith.
That's from her Gold Rush series. I asked her, I said, how much should I buy this from you? And she said, I don't remember.
We have it at 24.
That's it was 32.
Marianne says Netflix show. Yeah, I thought Exploding Kittens was a show. I think I did like that. I think did Brandon tell me about that?
Yeah, because that's all that Cards Against Humanity.
NNK28, Stacy Louise Smith, Polymer Clay.
You know, she's technically a Pennsylvania artist,
Mm-hmm.
even though she was like on the whole other side of the universe.
Other side of the unit. Look at how pretty that is.
It's weird because like Leslie, she's a Pennsylvania artist,
Mm-hmm.
but since she lives over in Philly, it's like a whole nother world.
27.7 by 56. I know it is a big state to cross that way.
Mm-hmm. It's funny though, because like technically we're all in the same state, but because somebody was saying that they wanted to visit a shop and they're coming to Pennsylvania and I guess they didn't realize that Pennsylvania was ginormous, and they're like, "I'm not coming."
Yeah, and they're like, oh, that's actually 5 hours from me.
Correct. They're like, so I was like so excited. I was just gonna pop in, and I Googled it, and it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
That's like when I was gonna go. I was at a class at Aeromont, and then I was gonna go to Little Rock after. And in my mind, like I was like, oh, it's just because Memphis is right across the river from Little Rock, so it's real close. And so I was like, oh well, it's just over the river. And then if you didn't know this, Tennessee's a real long state.
Yeah, it is.
And so I was over in Gatlinburg and I Googled it and I was like, I'm not going to drive 5 hours
Right.
after.
Marion says, big, our provinces and territories make Pennsylvania look small.
Yeah, but y'all is like, that's all wilderness.
It's all spread out.
That's all like trees and stuff and ice.
Trees and ice. So this is a snakeskin agate,
And mosquitoes.
and you get these stones are about 26.5 millimeters.
But also, most of the people they live in like isn't it most of it they live along the border because it's the most temperate
This was 24, now 18.
in like Vancouver. Basically, where it's not super cold.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, right? Andrew
But
doesn't want to live where it's cold. Trees, mountains, and grasslands, and snow and ice. LOL.
yeah, there's a lot of that.
It's a lot of that, he said.
Just too cold. Like one was with everything going on in the world, but like, oh, maybe we should like move to Canada. And then I was like, I can't do it. Maybe Mexico. I mean, there's temperate places in Mexico.
Because our biggest cities are in the south.
Yeah, I watched the news a couple times.
And
Um,
this is a hand car. Is this hand carved bone?
I think it's I wanna let me see it.
It has
This is I don't know if we're supposed to have this.
why?
I think it's ivory.
Oh. Well.
It's bone.
Hand carved. It's like the scrimshaw, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of those was 15, now 14.
Dude, what? Basically everything's free now.
16.5 millimeters. I
You
don't
know
know.
what that is to do that?
I
It's
know.
like such a pain in the butt to do that. You know where that came from? The scrimshaw from the whaling industry.
Mm.
So they would get the whale bones and carve like seams in it. And they'd get the whale fat and burn it. And then it would make this like soot and like they'd mix it. And then the there's this so you take a jar and you flip it over and this stuff that's in the smoke that sticks to the inside of the jar, they'd make it into like a pigment and then use that to smear in the lines and then wipe it off.
Oh boy.
So it sounds like I made all that stuff up, but I think that's how they did it.
But
Pretty
that's
sure,
like that's the truth.
like 92% sure.
92% sure it's the truth.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so I don't know if they're making stuff up.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to on your watch?
Nothing. I was looking at temperature.
Oh,
Marianne is saying we were warmer than you were today.
oh, are you? Well, the sun came out, so it felt like it was warm.
Did it?
We do need to move the van because the van is behind the garage, and then if it gets snow or ice on the van, then it doesn't melt as
Doesn't melt.
quickly.
Mhm.
We're
All right,
used to
y'all.
that. warm weather.
All right, y'all.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's it, y'all. You like those new kits? Like the new stuff? Like the random stuff?
Did anybody get anything when I start talking?
No, not since you've been talking.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. See, that's what happens. I come over here and people clear out. It's like the cats. Can't have nothing to do.
Last thing it was claimed was number 20.
All right, so
It's exactly where the
when I
cutoff.
start talking.
This is 20.
Basically, y'all getting bewitched by story time and then the youth picking blades out their food.
Kiernan says, lovely finds tonight. Marion says, my favorite kit is the fire horse.
That's good.
Says, not cleared out, just listening to the stories.
Okay, well, shut up now.
Now that it's over.
I know.
All right, y'all. So if you
gotta cook,
if you missed the story, if you missed everything with the stories, rewind and take a look at what you missed.
yeah, be kind, rewind.
Rewind. And yeah, if you have any questions, send us.
Y'all don't like that? That's for the Valentine's Day.
I know.
Look at that. The plastic is that good plastic.
This is nice vintage plastic. You
It
get the
looks
whole.
so good with that other one.
You get that. You get this whole thing. Get this whole thing with it.
I think you string that up. We're gonna sell $4 a strand.
It will be $4 a strand. If I string
not the good quality one.
$4 a strand, there's probably about 6 or 7 of those on a strand.
It looked like
And that's what we sell it for.
Merida or whatever.
This special $24 lampwork glass, artisan lampwork, down to $15. Got this vintage sterling silver box clasp.
It looks like a cow eye.
And then you got this beautiful gold filled wire filigree work.
Wire wrap.
You could see that was, yep, see it says GF on the back, gold filled. This was 140 down to 65.
You just bring it to the store.
You got 27. You got that one. Now this is going to go in our vintage. This will go in our
the Ganesha is
Ganesha remover obstacles. $8 was
to put that on.
Was 10. This is 20. Oh, we just sold 28. So this the Stacy Louise Smith piece sold.
The gold rush.
Thank you.
That'll go good with the that labradorite.
Labradorite. That big chunky.
I know. I was like, is that my drag name? Chunky Labradorite.
Chunky Labradorite. Oh boy. And we got the snakeskin agate. This is beautiful, y'all.
It's got that like acid green.
I love this. We have a Ouroboros toggle in the online store. That could be a cool toggle to have with that.
Wouldn't that look nice?
And then the scrimshaw ivory / bone.
This is bone.
It's got these.
It's bone, so we don't go to jail.
It's bone, y'all.
China. But that's hand done. Look how fine the line. That's done by hand. That's not done by the laser.
No. All by hand. All right, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for taking a look at the new kits. Did you miss my question? Says Kimberly. What did Kimberly say?
What'd you want?
And it said, lovely finds tonight.
What was
the question? My question?
Yes.
Yes, we missed it. I'm trying to go back.
Speak it.
I thought I read everything. I still don't see it. I went back in the chat. I don't see your question. Whole size on 24.
Oh.
That's weird because I don't even see. Whole size on 24.
They look big.
They are about 3.2.
So they are big. Big.
Yeah, around 3.2 is what this is saying.
You know what? I
Around
walked in this room and all of a sudden my ankles are starting to hurt. That's time I need to get up out of here.
Get up out of here. So silver silk is possible.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe
they do 3 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter. I don't have any silver silk that size here.
You used to have some, but I think you took it to the store.
Mm-hmm.
They had that great big batch of it. The vintage silver salt.
Yeah, did have it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Have an amazing night. I'm gonna go finish up spreadsheeting and invoicing and then cooking. So you all have a great night, and we'll see you back here with something else tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.